Welcome, sir. With warm welcome to our respected jury member, Dr. Muralidhar Shastri, as well our founder director of their policy center, Dr. Vinita Apte. I would like to make a special mention. Our one of our jury, Dr. Satish could not make it possible today due to some of his issues at some family problem. So he could not attend. Sir has been with us throughout from the beginning of this fellowship till date. Thank you everyone for making it possible. To mark the beginning of this event, I request Sagar to kindly play the Ter anthem.
सदियों से जो प्यार जताती ये धरती है सबकी मैया, फूल पेड़ झरने नदियों से हरी भरी कर दी ये दुनिया। ये धरती है सबकी मैया, ये धरती है सबकी मैया। सदियों से जो प्यार जताती ये धरती है सबकी मैया, फूल पेड़ झरने नदियों से हरी भरी कर दी ये दुनिया। ये धरती है सबकी खेल कूद में अनजाने में देते हम सब घाव उसी को,
फिर भी न रूठे या ना डांटे, केवल बाटे प्यार सभी को।
सबकी खुशियों में वो ढूंढे हरदम हर पल अपनी खुशियाँ। ये धरती है सबकी मैया, ये धरती है सबकी मैया। अहम भाव या स्वार्थ लोभ से भूल गए हम सब उसके ऋण। जंगल तोड़ो पहाड़ फोड़ो सबके सर सवार पागलपन। प्रकृति का करनाश हमी ने मानो अपना कफन सिया। ये धरती है सबकी मैया, ये धरती है सबकी मैया। माँ की रक्षा करना हम सबका एक ही प्रयास।
धरती माँ की रक्षा करना हम सबका एक ही प्रयास।
पेड़ उगाना पेड़ बढ़ाना मन में होगी एक ही आस।
पेड़ उगाना पेड़ बढ़ाना मन में होगी एक ही आस।
हरियाला सावन लौटेगा संग लिए जल की माया। ये धरती है सबकी मैया, जो प्यार जताती ये धरती है सबकी मैया, फूल पेड़ झरने नदियों से हरी भरी कर दी ये दुनिया।
Beautiful, lovely.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Brilliant. And that's her own composition, actually, Vinita's composition.
Ah, yes. Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sagar. To know more about our fellowship and for our guidance, I request our founder director, Dr. Vinita ma'am, to kindly welcome the audience and share your thoughts as well. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Sneha. Thanks for joining from far of Pune. This is the beauty of this technology. Because of some her family problems, she had to go out of Pune. But still, she decided to join this meeting and host the event. So, thank you very much. And I'm glad that all people are here on web. That's what the Dr. Kalam's mission, maybe his dream, that the young people should come together for the Make in India and for India. So whenever I feel that when we decided or conceptualized this fellowship of in the name of Dr. Kalam, I was very much happy that his successor, I mean his grandchild and all, they gave wholehearted permission to use his name for this fellowship program. Though we are a small NGO, it is nothing to do with the government and all, but they all have agreed that we will use Dr. Kalam's name for the fellowship. And I'm very happy. This is the fourth year of Dr. Kalam fellowship. And we have received so many applications in 2 months' time across the India. It is north, west, south, from where it's from the very small villages also. It was really difficult task to gather the information and shortlist the applications. Rambaya, I tell you, the enthusiasm of the students are really very good. Means, the people, those who are researcher and those who are working on the environmental issues, they may submit the fantastic proposals, but the students, those who are studying in commerce faculty or arts faculty, they are also interested to submit the applications. And I'm glad that Dr. Shastri and Dr. Satish Kulkarni, of course, Anil Arora was also our jury, but because of his health problem, he didn't join this year. But these two people had made a wonderful job, and they inspired students during the interview session. So that's how this fellowship have grown up. And Dr. Kalam's a little dream, through our TER policy centers this mandate, I'm happy that I will be contributing to his dream. So I welcome all the students, and not only the students but their teachers, those who have told them to be participate in that, because AICT, our partner, it's a communication partner and outreach partner for this TER fellowship in the name of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. So every year there is a lot of participation coming in, but still the students have to work on their presentations and the submissions, because some people are really gone in the first parameter of the eligibility, because they don't put the whole efforts to submit the applications. And that is the thing that when the more than 1,000 applications we are receiving, we could put on the table only 135 applications as a first shortlisted. So student needs to utilize their talents in a good way to be present to this kind of fellowship applications. And we are making 3 months window. For 24 hours they can submit the applications. So this way the fellowship has to reach at least lakhs of students. And Dr. Satish Kulkarni as well as Sunil Shastri is also telling me that we have to cultivate the students for the research orientation, because many times students come across the Google and they make some presentation through the language of Google, but they need to be present with their own language. And I think these two people, they can mentor the coming up those who are really wanted to research orientation. And unless there is a research, there is a innovation, we cannot sustain for such kind of climate changes, and we cannot sustain over a period of time. So welcome to everyone. I'm happy that everyone is part and parcel for Make in India, as well as making environment clean, green and beautiful. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, madam, for always encouraging us. And probably your encouragement has even given me that force to stand still for this event as well today. Moving ahead, in the referential memory of a late president and scientist, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, there instituted the scheme of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam Young Research Fellowship with the aim of distinguishing young researchers from India with extraordinary promise and creativity who made notable research contribution in the field of environment protection. And as we all know, today we are here to felicitate such our young researchers. This fellowship basically was announced in October 21. And going through a long process of scrutiny, we have our winners today. This wouldn't be possible without the constant support and guidance of our juries. So as mentioned earlier, our juries Dr. Satish Kulkarni sir and Dr. Sunil Murlidhar Shastri. Sunil Murlidhar Shastri sir is a consultant, expert, a speaker in ocean and environmental governance. He found his passion in medicine in 1982 under the tutelage of Elizabeth Men Borges and has since made it his passion. He is best known internationally for his master class in ocean and environmental governance and for his erudite analysis and candid opinions. Sunil sir has attended at various times the Indian Institute of Technology, International Ocean Institute, the Lauchi University, London School of Economics, and Harvard Kennedy School, supported throughout the prestigious scholarships. In past, Sir has been an academic and a researcher in marine and environmental policies, a consulting ocean engineer, and an academic and a researcher in mining and ocean engineering. Sir is a Rotary International Paul Horace Fellow. He was born in India in 1955 and has lived in UK since 1988 with his wife and son. So it is always a pleasure to listen to you and your guidance. I request you, sir, to kindly share your thoughts and encourage the participants as well. Over to you, sir.
Uh, Good morning or good evening, wherever you might be. Thank you very much, Sneha. I'm delighted to see my old friend and a great, esteemed colleague, I can say, in the area of environment, Dr. Ram Bhuj. Ram, I'm welcome to this event, and I'm delighted to see you after so many years, albeit virtually. Uh, and of course, Vinita, you're a great inspiration for not just your foundation, but also for so many people around you, as we can see through this event that we are having to felicitate and to congratulate people who have participated in the Abdul Kalam fellowships. Now, I don't want to just congratulate and felicitate all those who have got the prizes or got the commendations or certificates, but I want to commend everybody because all of you have stuck your head above the parapet and done something. And what you have done is exactly what Abdul Kalam would say, and today is his anniversary, and it is useful to take one of his quotes. And his quote is very simple. He says that you have to dream before your dreams can come true. So you must dream. Without dreams, your dreams will never come true. And all of you who have participated in this edition of the prizes have dreamt of getting the award. Whether you got the award or not doesn't matter. But the fact that you have dreamt and you have worked towards you making your dreams come true is very important. Because dreaming is very important, because if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. You cannot fly unless you dream. And as Einstein himself very famously said, that imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited, imagination is infinite. So dreaming is very important. And not the dreams. And this is another sort of a paraphrasing of D.H. Lawrence, the famous novelist, his quote about dream. And he says that dream dreams not when you sleep, but dream dreams that won't let you sleep. So that's what it is. The dreams must keep you awake until you fulfill your dreams. That's the key thing. So imagine, think, and create, which is the motto of the World Intellectual Property Organization of the United Nations, follows the same pattern. The idea is you imagine, you dream of things, and then the creative ones will start thinking about it. You know, the people who have the intellect, who have the urge to do something, they will think about it, and people who can actually make something. So imagine, think, create are those three steps in our progression, and our human beings have progressed because of those three things, because of imagining, thinking, and creating something. Now, if you look at my website, I always have this landing page, and the landing page says that our whole thinking must change. Yeah. So our whole thinking must change means our imagination, our dreams must become bigger, and the change must come from within. The change has to come from inside us. Each one of us has to be an agent of change, and the key thing to remember all the time is that we must do the right thing because it is the right thing to do. Now, obviously, what happens during this process of dreaming and doing things, sometimes you end up doing something that you shouldn't be doing. And I'll give you a simple example of this. You know, nothing is good for the mankind unless we can cut or dig or kill it. You know, we call it, in economic terms, we call it value adding. So when you cut a tree, you add value to a tree. When you dig the ground and get some minerals, you add value to the mineral. When you kill an animal or a fish or something or a bird, then you add value to the fish or the animal or the bird. Now, that is what is causing the damage to the earth. Now, our behavior of cutting, digging, and killing is no different than animals. Animals also do it. They also cut, they also dig, and they also kill. But they do it in limited proportions. We do it in exorbitant proportions, and that's where it causes the problem. But and we took it one step further because we are the intelligent species. So we added this concept of burn. So that's another imagination that we had. So we started burning things, and we then made that into a fine art and an addiction actually. So we are addicted to burning fossil fuels, burning fossil fuels, and that is what has caused the biggest problem that we face today. And the problem is that of climate change. And just to give you put the things in perspective, the the parts per million of carbon dioxide in 1800, so that is, you know, over 225 years ago almost, was 283 parts per million. By the time I was born in 1955, which is 155 years later, that went up to 313. So there was just an increase of 30 parts per million during 155 years. That went up to 350 parts per million by 1988. Okay, so there was an increase there of 37 within half of my life, from 1955 to 88 when I moved to the UK, and from 88 to 2022, this year, it has almost gone to 420, so an increase of 70 parts per million. So you can see this trend, and that is a trend that is causing us problem. Our addiction to fossil fuel has to end, and some of the work that you people are doing has to focus on some of these ideas, of some of these concepts, or some of these problems that we face because of climate change. So what is happening is we are not only causing climate change, which I consider, although I say it's a huge issue, but among the big, what you call as planetary boundary issues, this is one of the smaller ones. The bigger one is even disruption of nitrogen cycle. Disruption of nitrogen cycle because of excessive use of fertilizers, pesticides, and chemicals. And also loss of biological diversity. That's an even bigger problem. So if you compare climate change to marbles, I would compare disruption of nitrogen cycle to tennis balls, and loss of biological diversity to footballs. You know, so that's a scale of problem. And all of this has pushed us to become a lawless society. We become lawless in the sense we are lawless, as we can see in many spheres of life. But even in the field of environment, because we have become lawless in the sense we have become landless. Our land is less productive, our air is less breathable, and our water is less drinkable. So as the Terre anthem suggests, what is the solution? The solution on land is planting trees, and Terre Policy Center is doing a sterling job in planting trees in this region and around India. So trees are our saviors. I say trillion new trees, TNT. TNT is an explosive, and I used to use that as a mining engineer in my previous life. So, but I use that TNT in a different way. I call it trillion new trees. Any tree is better than no tree, and the best tree is the one you plant and nurture. So that's very important. In the marine environment, because I talk about the ocean, mangroves, seagrass, coral reefs are our triple insurance against climate change. And of course, we must move to renewables. Now, those of you who have worked on various projects and who are currently working on their PhDs or working on submitting perhaps their project for the next round of the Abdul Kalam prizes or any other competition or any other academic achievement, I would suggest focus on the following 10, what I call as solutions for reversal of climate change. And the first one of these, and I just heard passingly Vinita say that, please, can you switch on my air conditioner? And that is a fact of life. Air conditioners and refrigerators is something that we need for our survival and our food to be preserved. So our food waste to reduce food waste. So refrigerant management is the number one issue to reverse climate change. Number two would be putting enormous numbers, farms as it were, of wind turbines, but particularly on onshore. Offshore have different problems. We won't go into those now. But wind turbines, onshore wind turbines is very important. Reduction of food waste, I've just mentioned that, reducing our food. 50% of the food that we produce is simply thrown away because it is either not too good or it's rotten or it does not reach the destination it's supposed to reach. Adaptation of a plant-rich diet. So we have to move from meat eating to plant-rich diet. Tropical forest reforestation, we talked about planting trees. Educating girls, educating the girl child and educating girls all the way to PhDs or postdoctoral and also becoming academics. That is extremely important. Family planning is another issue. Solar farms are very important. And again, solar farms in areas where there is plenty of sun, particularly in a country like India, we are blessed with sun. Silvopasture is very important as well. And finally, of course, at individual levels, at individual houses, we have to have what we call as rooftops. Our narratives have to change also. Our narratives have been that Earth is too big to fail and Earth is too big to fix then. But we have to remember that Earth is too big to ignore, and we ignore it at our own peril. As the anthem again said, ye dharti hai Bharat Mata. So it is we have to protect this planet that provides us. It is providing everything to us. And if we don't protect it, then it will stop providing things to us, and that will be our peril. So what I want to say in towards, I don't know how I'm doing with time, Vinita. Hello?
Yes, sir, you can go for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what I want to suggest to you is throughout these coming years in your future, find someone from time to time to get inspired by. I was inspired by Elizabeth Mann-Borghese. And when your time comes, make sure you have the time to inspire others. Giving time to the others is very important. Give time generously. People will appreciate you and respect you for the time that you give them. Remember, people are always more impressed with the power of your example than the example of your power. Kindness, generosity must be your twin virtues that you must cultivate. It is very important to be generous. It is very important to be kind. The meaning of life is to find your gift. Then the purpose of life must be to give that gift away, whatever that gift might be, your knowledge, your expertise, whatever that is. And before I conclude, I want to talk about 3 F words. The first one is failure. So when I talk of failure, and some of you might think, oh, I didn't get the prize or I didn't get the commendation letter or whatever, doesn't matter. When I talk of failure, I don't mean just your own failure, individual failure. It may be failure. It may be your failure to be able to convey your things, what you are trying to achieve. Maybe it's a failure of others to understand you, the jury to understand you, failure of the system perhaps, or failure simply because your idea is well before its time. So don't let you get it down for too long. Just blame yourself once and move on and look for the next story that you can succeed in. The second F is fraternity. Your family, your friends, your near and dear ones. They are your best punching bags. Cultivate them well, for no matter what, they will not abandon you. You will need them when you have problems, and they're always there to help you. And the final F is funambulist, which is one has to be in life. It's a tightrope walker. You have to balance. Balance is very important. Life is like an egg and spoon race. You have to run the race, but you can't let the egg drop. I guess we have two goals in life and living. Sometimes life gets in the way of living, and vice versa. The first goal is survival. The other goal is success. So we have to survive and we have to succeed. If you don't survive, we can't succeed. If you succeed, but if you don't survive, then again there is a problem. Okay. So don't take life too seriously, because we none of us come out of it alive. But don't focus on that alone either, and do something about it while you're alive and work on your dreams. So, like I said, we have to make sure that we have to dream, we have to work hard, and we have to succeed. And while you're dreaming, think of the others that are not as fortunate as you are. I wish you every success. I want you to dream throughout your life. I want you to work hard to fulfill your dreams. So I would say live well, live long, dream a lot. I always say live long, because you have a longer life ahead of you than I have behind me. So dream a lot and work hard to achieve your dreams and make a difference. Most importantly, make a difference for a change in good to happen in our world. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Vinita. And I look forward to listening to my friend Ram, his advice, and the further proceedings of this event. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you, Sunil sir, for always encouraging us and your prep examples related to day life, which always makes us go ahead with a new gist. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Moving ahead, it gives me an immense pleasure to introduce to everyone our today's chief guest, Dr. Ram Butsa, the CEO of Mobis Foundation, a professional with the rich and diverse experience of working with United Nations systems, civil society, government, and academics in senior supervisory positions for more than 3 decades. Superannuated from UNESCO office in New Delhi in May 2018 after serving the organization for more over 11 years, providing intellectual, strategic, and operational leadership to its programs in South Asia. Sir has contributed to and led many regional and global programs in association with UNESCO regional offices in Bangkok, Jakarta, and headquarters Paris. He was the secretary of the Intergovernmental South and Central Asia Man and Biosphere Network and focal point of Category 2 centers on biotechnology and world natural heritage. Also coordinated the UNESCO Chair on Education for Sustainable Development and Human Habitat at the Center of Environment Education and CEPT University, Ahmedabad, India in 2013, and UNESCO Chair on Climate Science and Policy at Perry University in 2012. Sir has taken a leadership role in many international bodies, co-founder and executive committee member of the World Ocean Network, national organizers, Scotland Junior Water Prize, active leader of the Global Forum on Ocean, Coast and Island, visiting fellow at the Schools of Natural Resource and Environment Law Institute, Washington, D.C., World Aquarium, University of Bradford, UK, and many other international network and associations. So has participated in many high-level global events like the World Summit on Sustainable Development, and UNFCCC COPs in Bali and Copenhagen, biodiversity COPs at Nagoya. Sir is currently with the Mobis Foundation, a New Delhi-based environment and sustainability think tank, also advising the UNEP in developing a transboundary landscape conservation project. We're indeed fortunate to have you, sir, today. And I'll request you, sir, to kindly say a few words, encourage our participants to move ahead. Over to you, Ram, sir.
Uh, Thank you very much, Neha. I think you reminded me some of my past deeds. And this also connects very well with my great friend and sister, Ram Bhaiya. He always tells me, Vinita. And what inspiring, and I think she always inspires everybody. Uh, we were together, of course, in whatever you mentioned in some of those meetings and conferences and the associations, and very long standing friend, Dr. Sunil Sastri. I think you all know Sunil Sastri, uh, late Prime Minister's son, but he has added Muralidhar as well. So it's very good. So I'm so delighted to meet him after almost, I think, not less than a decade. It must have passed when we met physically in Paris in one of the ocean conferences. But we have been in touch through mails and social media and many other forums. So it's a great pleasure to see him here. And as always, he is excellent in inspiring, particularly youth and everyone, by his elocution and great thoughts. So really, after such a long time, I am again greatly inspired by you, Sunil. Uh, I think at the very outset, let me congratulate all these fellows who have successfully not only accomplished whatever they thought of, dreamed of, their projects, which is a kind of, I would say, the seed for future. And Vinita and her very enthusiastic to lead them, so that they all, I think, deserve great accolades, commendation, and congratulations. This reminds me as well, some when I was also young, and I was selected by the Indian National Science Academy for Young Scientist Award, which is India's highest honor for any young scientist. And the award was presented by then Prime Minister Mrs. Indira Gandhi. So that was, I very well realize what pleasure that, how you get elated and elevated when your work is recognized. So all of you, I think, you have been honored with such a great visionary, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, and Vinita, her idea, concept, and vision to initiate this fellowship. I think it's praiseworthy. And I am associated with this fellowship since the very beginning. I think gradually you will create a network, a kind of alumni or fellows who can learn with their means intra learning of all the Abdul Kalam fellows. So that will also be a great thing. And I would like to mention here, very recently I was in Singapore attending this ESG World Summit. And I just was listening with great intent. A speaker there, very young chap, I think around his 30s. And he was delivering his keynote speech. And then he came down the stage, touched my feet, and I was taken aback. So then he said, sir, when people were, my batchmates were learning computer science and information technology, because of you, I bumped into the field of environment. And this is what I am now because of you. So I was really that I considered, I was not very like once you travel to some long after long journey, overnight journey, and straightway you are in an event, you feel very tired. But I think I was so much happy he put that on his LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere, that post. And I think I will share with you, Sunita, that post. It's such inspiring to everyone how these youngsters, they get inspired and they dream and they become so successful. So he is one of the now the leading global ESG expert. It's a new area, and I was very much happy to meet him there. So there are so many such examples how these, and Abdul Kalam, because I have been the fortune to meet him twice, because when I was with Center for Environment Education, he was a great admirer of Vikram Sarabhai, and his son Kartikeya Sarabhai used to invite him. And so we had good luck to meet him. As such a simple person, he was president of India, but when he was in the midst of the children particularly, he used to become a child, and he used to inspire them. So I think I'm not going to speak much because my good friend Sunil has dealt a lot about current environmental issues. And really, this is a crisis, what we all call climate emergency, planetary crisis, like triple this crisis of biodiversity, climate change, and of course, all the connected disasters that is happening. He very, I think, nicely presented a scenario for the past, during our own lifetime. Incidentally, I am also 55 born, Sunil. So we have seen a lot, good days and old days. When I started my career, I was in Northeastern Hill University, and in the midst of the nature. I worked for some time in sacred groups of those areas, and which are the still there are many which have been destroyed, but living examples of how humans and nature can live together. Of course, sacred groups in Maharashtra, there are many, in Rajasthan many, but in tribal areas, they are connected with their cultural ethos, and how nature, culture, and humanity they can live together. And unfortunately, we have lost that link, and we are rather missing this link. Of course, Sunil mentioned about the familial, the fraternity, that is also missing. I was listening to one of the lectures of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam when Vinita invited me. I thought, let me just read about him more. So what he was mentioning about, like, education is the great, means he was giving great emphasis to education, but how this some of those misguided people who are plundering the earth, who are creating violence, havoc, what kind of education they get? Means why that education? I think this is a question, why that education becomes so powerful. Why not good education or quality education? Everybody has access to information and education currently. It's, of course, there are areas where there is a great difficulty, a great problems of access. But I think we all must strive towards quality education, how we can improve the quality of education. And if that happens, and I consider education about sustainability, about environment, about ethical values, these are all elements of quality education, inspiring someone. And that is what Dr. Kalam always propounded. And he always encouraged teachers and a lot of students and educators like us to promote that quality education. So I think you are already into that through Vinita. It's a great initiative. And I invite all of you, Vinita, I think you are, as I said, a partner to this international conference. And we are having a youth day there on 10th. And there will be a panel where Youth for Earth awardees and many others, they will join. Why not these fellows also get an opportunity there? they also join, and they will get inspired by the youth from all over the world, connecting with them, expressing their opinion and thoughts, and of course coming out with good projects, because we will, I think, um, try to involve these youth into year-long programs and projects in one or the other way through various networks. So I think once again, as I said, there is ocean of information and all those inspiring incidents from each of those great men. And I think that once that comes into force, all those evil education, which is becoming powerful nowadays, which is destroying the planet in not only one way or the other way, I think it is the quality education, the value education, a value-based education, that is the only hope to save the earth and the planet, and I think provide solutions to all our crises which we are facing. And there is hope for the future with these youth, these inspired youth, ignited youth, as Dr. Abdul Kalam used to say. So they have those wings, the flights. And what a beautiful, again, congratulations, Benita, to you and your team. What a beautiful anthem. I think such a great creativity that you have. It in itself, it's very inspiring. And I think some of the visuals were very appealing. So thank you very much and congratulations.
Thank you, Rambhaiya. I will certainly pass on the information of the conference on 9th and 10th September to all the participants, all the students who have participated for Dr. Kalam, not only the awardees, but I will definitely circulate the whole information of that conference. And I think I will take along with me at least minimum Sunil Shastri.
Yes, he's most welcome. That will be such a pleasure to have him. So I was always thinking that he is still in UK. So, but very fortunate to have him here in Pune.
Yeah, he is off and on in UK now.
I'm still in the UK, but I'm spending more time here. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for encouraging and for your words to all the participants as well. And this brings us to the moment we all were waiting for. Yes, the announcement of the winners. I request Sagar to kindly share the screen. Ayush Srivastav. He has bagged the winner's title for fabrication and characterization of epoxy-based composition utilizing PET waste, plastic, and bamboo. Arvind and his team for Nabe beetle inspired building for fog water harvesting in dry regions, a biomimetic design approach. Pooja Sharma, the synthesis of surface modified multidimensional nanostructure material for solar driven hydrogen generation. These were our 3 winners. Moving ahead to the critic awardees. Chayanika Patak, flexible zirconium metal organic framework for selective CO2 capture from Tejpur University. Yash Mane. Project title goes Designing of Ocean Cleaning Floatable Platform for Indian Oceans. It's from Shivaji University, Pune, Kolhapur. Tejas Pavan. Biostrap, a low-cost multi-purpose biological air purifier. Comes from DY Patil Biotechnology and Bioinformatics Institute, Pune. Congratulations to all the winners.
Here I would like to tell you, Ram Bhaiya, there were 3 awards at this, at a one go. Normally we give 5 awards for 5 people fellowship, but this time the effect was for the 3 students. But our generous juries have given 3 more awards. The commendation certificates. But those are the critic award which we could say, and all the projects were appreciable through the bottom of the heart. And these 3, the critical awards, means those critic awards, these 2 juries have recommended very strongly that we have to give these 3 students that something, at least commendation certificate. But then we decided to give them not only the certificates but the small kind of cash prize to encourage them. And that is how it is now the 3 fellowships in the name of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam and the critic awards this year.
I think we all must congratulate them, give them big applause. The only thing I can say, by just knowing that this title of their projects, we can know how serious work they have done, how sincerely they have put in all their effort. They all deserve. I think we can always wish them a bright future, and this is really beginning of a good. I think all your team and the jury members, they must have worked very hard in finding out, because out of you were telling around how many, 150, you have to select 5. So it must have been very difficult task.
Yeah, it was. It's always, but it's a challenging kind of thing, and we love to do it. And my team, my team is very enthusiastic, young, and they want to encourage the other youngsters. So they are dedicatedly work on this Abdul Kalam Fellowship. On every project they dedicatedly work, but they don't get tired while reading all these projects and innovations and getting exchanges in between, having meetings for shortlisting. So it's all gone in 4 to 5 months are totally dedicated for Dr. Kalam Fellowship.
No, this is commendable. Very good. You have already sown the seeds of the great scientists, technologists which they have. Very good. Very encouraging.
In case any of our winners wants to share their experience, the floor is open to you all. You can just unmute yourself and speak.
I'm Ayush. I hope you can hear me. First of all,
yes, Ayush.
For giving me this award. It was a really nice experience to talk to all of you. And
Ayush, can you speak loudly?
Yeah, let me get the microphone. Yeah. I was saying that it was really nice to talk to you all, and the interview process was very nice. I enjoyed talking to you. I hope the project which I've made can help the environment and make a contribution. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayush. Is there any other part?
Very good morning to all. Thank you for selecting us for this kind Abdul Kalam's project, sir.
We are very much honored, sir, and proud for getting this award from the name of Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam, sir. Continuously, we are trying around 3 years, sir. This year, we got the opportunity of getting this award, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. On behalf of KPR Institute of Engineering Technology, we are very much thankful for giving this award, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Very good. Very nice. Thanks for
Yeah, thank you, Arvinda and team. Is there anyone else who wants to speak?
Tejas here.
Yes, Tejas.
Good morning to respected jury members and honorable chief guest. I, Tejas, working as research fellow at Dr. D.Y. Patil Biotechnology and Bioinformatics Institute. I would like to thank TAIR Policy Center for awarding us such a prestigious award, Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam Young Research Fellowship. I would like to, it was an honor to showcase our project on such a colossal scale platform. And I would like to thank my mentor, Dr. Needu Nawani, our director, Dr. J.K. Pal, and my colleague, Ms. Priyanka Wag, for constantly supporting me and pushing me forward to participate in such huge scale awards and ceremonies. Thank you.
Thank you, Tejas. Anyone else?
Yeah, hello, a very good morning, everyone. I'm Pooja Sharma. Currently, I'm pursuing my first year of PhD from Fergusson College, Autonomous, Pune. By mistake, it was written some other college name in the slide. So that's fine. I'm working under the guidance of Dr. Ashish Yangantiwa, who has always supported me and encouraged me. He is the only one who told me about this fellowship program and has positively pushed me to apply for it. So I thank him on this platform. It's been an honor for me to get associated with the name of the great Dr. A.P.J. Abdul Kalam. So I thank Dr. Vinita Apte Madam and the entire Terry Policy Center team for this initiative. I would also like to thank all the jury members for recognizing and encouraging my work, and also to take out some of the points wherever required so that I can improve myself in future. My heartfelt gratitude for my parents who has always supported me and guided me, and whom decision for me can never be wrong. At last, I would like to thank all the people associated with me directly or indirectly. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Pooja. And this brings us to the end of the event, but none of the event is ever complete without the vote of thanks. So let me take this opportunity to thank Dr. Rambut sir for consenting to be the chief guest for this ceremony. I would like to extend my gratitude to our jury members, Dr. Satish Kulkarni sir and Dr. Sunil Muralidhar Shastri sir, for the constant support and guidance provided by them. Thank you to all the participants for being the part of this fellowship. Last but not the least, I would like to extend a big thank you to our founder director, Dr. Vinita ma'am, for always supporting and encouraging us. And not forgetting our entire TAIR team for the unsaid support every time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and hope to see more participants for our next Abdul Kalam Fellowship. May the word of wisdom pass on to every generation.
Yeah. Great. Sneha, you forgot to thank Sagar, because he is the technical support always. Otherwise, he can mute
Never
your voice.
forgetting Sagar.
Yeah. And of course, Dr. Deepak Bedkar, who is going to publicize all these event through media, because media is giving a fantastic role to outreach the fellowship and our projects also. So thanks. Sunil, you want to tell something? You were raised a hand.
No, I was just clapping. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
fine. Thank you, Ramaya.
Excellent event. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Yeah.
So see you soon. Meet you soon in Delhi. Vinita,
yeah, I will be in Delhi.
Yes. Let's meet soon again in person. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye, everyone. Bye. Congratulations to all the awardees. Keep in touch.
Congratulations. Thank you. Bye-bye.